Hi, Billy.
Hi, Samuel.
You?
How are you this evening or afternoon?
Evening. So it's evening. A bit tense, but just rehearsing my speech at the moment.
Yeah.
How are you? What time is it right now?
um, so what was that?
How are you? What time is it right now? Wherever you are.
So far so good. It's now 10:30 in the evening. Um,
Okay.
quite humid.
Yeah, but I think that should be fine. You'll probably
Yeah.
end at like 12 midnight, right? Yeah. Let me
I've
just
had about
test the video.
I've had about 2 cups of coffee just to keep me awake.
Oh no. Let me see whether the background is good. Yeah, I actually got like a bottle drink.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
that's not very environmentally friendly, but I have to survive tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just see. Okay, the video is a bit weird.
Let me test mine as well.
Oh no, it's on the reverse side. Oh crap.
Oh, nice.
You are seeing it in the mirror image, right?
No, I'm seeing it in the correct way. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
right, left to right. It's turning
okay,
out okay. Hmm.
okay. Because it looks like in a mirror image for me.
No,
That's
it's all
good
good
to
for
know.
us, the viewers.
That's good to know. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I'm pretty used to this kind of public speaking and engagement, but the nerves just gets to you every single time. Like, you just never get
Yeah.
used to it.
Once you get into it, once you start speaking, then I think the ideas begin to flow and then everything just falls into place from there.
Yeah. Uh, but I think it's also like this mindset where you know that you just cannot regret. So you just say whatever that you have and let the regretting be like after that. So
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, sometimes I just have like sleepless nights because you just remember something that you should not have said over and over again. This is actually good. But if I leave it, okay, let me just try. The camera is surprisingly different from Zoom and Teams.
Yes.
Let me
Is
just
my
try.
audio coming across as clear to you?
Yes, very clear, very
Good.
loud as well.
I had to run how many tests on Zoom with my siblings just to make sure.
Yes, yes. And I'm sorry to say that this is not a very user-friendly platform. Oh, I actually see Jacqueline has joined the room and Mark
Oh, cool.
and Adam. So I think they're hearing our conversation, but they're not saying hi. I guess they don't want to be our friends. Yeah. Yeah. Just adjust. Okay, I guess I have to keep a bit of blue. All right, just make do with this. I'm actually at the office now. So, yeah.
Did you head all the way to the office just for this call?
No. I'm thankful that I did not. I have not reached that stage yet. But I just had another like workshop with my volunteers, so it was just a good timing, I guess. Hold on, let me just get rid of the boxes. Yeah. I'm back. Let me just try it again. That looks much better. Okay, Mariko is stuck in the previous session, so she's still coming online in a while.
Yes. She had told me she had something else on just before ours.
It's a long day for them. I think Michelle as well. No sleep for them, that's for sure. So let me just check. Mark, Javelin, are you there? Mark, Javelin, hello. Okay, I should just text them.
Hi team, this is Joseph here, checking in. Hi, I just wanted to make sure that you guys are set and ready to go.
I think we are waiting for one more actually.
Okay. Do we know the
but
status on the other presenter? Are they having trouble signing in? Are they able to get onto the platform? Or are they not able to get into this session?
So we're just still waiting for a reply. But
Okay.
I think that person actually joined for the facilitator training and I didn't have any issues with it. So I'm guessing that the platform works for her. So should be
Perfect.
just some time to set it up again.
Perfect. Okay. So that's good to hear. So the platform is working for her. Let me make sure that she is added into this session.
Mm-hmm.
What is her name?
Latifa. Latifa.
I see her. Yeah, so she should have access to this. So there's only going to be 3 of you guys?
So I think Mark is online as well, but maybe it's not convenient for him to switch on his video at the moment.
Okay.
But I gave him a call and he's there for sure.
So right now I have 2, 4, 6 speakers listed on or registered for this event or for this session. Does that sound about the right number?
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I have Mark
Maybe
Bryan,
one as.
I have Mark Bryan, Samuel, Latifa, Carl, Jevlin.
Okay. I know where the extra name came about. So Carl is our focal point for IFRC. So I would assume why he's on the list as well.
Okay. So we'll just keep it on there just in case. So I just wanted to make sure that so basically your lineup is good then. That's who that needs to be in this session.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. That being said, then you should be good and you should be ready to go. I'll stay in the room just in case you guys encounter any problems. So just say my name and I'll be able to get back into this.
That'll be nice. That will be very good. Just a confession, we are not very great users at Juno, so.
Okay. So I can give you a little bit of run around here. Bottom left corner of your screen is your camera and mic. So go ahead and test that now if you want, just to make sure it's working properly.
Yep. All good. I think Carl just joined as well.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Carl.
How are you?
We're doing well. We're doing well. So it seems that so all three of us, or all three of you guys have your camera and mic on. So that's the large portion of it that you're good to go. Carl, we're just kind of going over the functionalities of Juno to make sure everyone is acquainted with the tools. And then you have a screen sharing option, which is the third button.
Yep.
Are you guys going to share any kind of slides or anything?
Nope. Taking Carl's advice, we'll be doing like paper slides.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It looks great, right? As in like
I learned it from the facilitator training. I learned it from the facilitator.
Got it. Perfect.
Is Chevrolet on?
Chevrolet is not on yet.
She was actually in the room. So she's.
She was in the room.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna contact Latifa, just to make sure she's able to join as well.
Okay. And then lastly here, the most important tab in your section is the mod tab, so that we can let you know what's happening.
Perfect. There's an echo. I don't know how it.
There's an echo?
Yeah. So at least when I speak, I hear myself echoing.
Got it. So Carl, do you mind giving your page a refresh?
There's no echo on my end, so could just be you, Carl.
Yeah, that's just me probably. I don't know.
Yes, maybe just refresh your page, and then we'll check to see if you're still having the echo.
No, for me it's not important because I don't speak, and you can actually you can take me from speaker to participant. Is it possible?
Oh, okay. So you will be speaking here on this session?
No. I was contributing to the organization, but I'm not a speaker here.
Oh, okay then. So I can remove you from the list, and then when you refresh your page, you will just be in as a facilitator, so you won't be able to get in until the start time. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll make that update now, and then I'm going to ask you to refresh your page so that you'll be in here as a facilitator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Perfect. So you should be good to go. So go ahead and give your page a refresh.
Let me check. Yes.
Alrighty, team. That being said, I think there's just one last person, which is Jevlin. So let us know if you need help.
Everyone's here. Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley. Everyone's in and good. Are we waiting on
everyone? We are waiting for 2 more, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Joseph, they have access to get in.
They have access. I think Joseph has only checked. Probably just the time difference.
Got it. Okay. Fantastic. Well, you will have two moderators here. You'll have one in the session with you that's going to be like reading the chat and helping funnel questions. And should technology stuff arise, they can help summon Joseph or someone else from the Juno team. Then you'll also have a second person that will be reading the chat in YouTube. So your session will be broadcast live on YouTube. And they'll funnel any questions that come up in that chat into the main chat on the side here. So you'll have extra support should you need it. And just know that we're around if you have any issues or questions. But we appreciate you being here, and thanks for delivering this fantastic session. I'll check back in shortly to make sure everyone got in, but thank you again, and good luck.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Nico.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, how are you doing? Oh, great. Oh, it's too dark inside. We cannot hear you. I think you need to click off of the...
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, now.
No, it's not a problem. I thought I would be disappearing. Maybe I have to, because I asked them to remove me from the speakers panel. So I will move to a participant. But good to see you that Samuel Epeli is on. So great, because the list still was not updated on the, and great.
And then Carl, if for some reason you still have if you still have access to this, when you join this session later on, you can just join as an observer so that you won't be on the camera.
Yeah, exactly. I will cut off myself and access again, and then I think it will be in the right position. So great. Our javelin is on. Perfect.
Okay, I think Latifa is finally joined us. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the
I was contacting her.
Yeah, great. So wonderful. Okay, guys. So you have
Mark?
I was just looking at the notes. Maybe they are not updated, but there's two bios missing. But I think, Javelin, you have them, right?
Yeah. Yes, Carl.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect, guys. Thank you so much again, and it's going to be an exciting, inspiring session managed by all of you. Okay, guys. So I will disappear now and join as a speaker, and wish you good luck.
Maybe you can join us, Carl.
Huh?
Maybe you can join us and give closing statement if you want.
I could join as a participant or as an observer, right? So I no need to be all the time in the speakers panel and don't speak, just watching, interested. So okay. You need your space. Great. I will join you for sure, all of you. Okay, guys. See you later then. Bye-bye.
And everyone, we have me and Wangari for technical support, and Wangari is watching YouTube and bring comments or question here. So she and me will be back support as well. So if there is any questions, you can type in moderated chat so that we can see that as well. Yeah, but participants cannot. Yeah. So everything is okay, Javelin. And Mark is okay. Mark, I don't see Mark.
Mark.
He's still in the shadows, lurking and stalking us. But I caught him, so he's there. Yeah, he's just gonna switch on his video call moment. Yeah.
Okay.
So just to confirm, if we're not speaking, we'll switch off our videos, right?
I think it will be a good idea, but from 2 days of observing, actually, we still appear, on YouTube screen. Yeah. So just turn off your camera. That's good.
She's
Yes,
well prepared.
if you turn off the if you turn off the camera, you will still be there. I mean, like right now, you will be like this. But if you want to disappear completely, like Carl did, then you should exit. But still, you can observe all the everything. Oh,
Hi, everyone. I'm just making sure everyone was able to get in. Are we all here now?
Yes, Ashley.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Have a great session.
one more.
Thank you. What, Mariko?
Yeah, still Mark is missing here on this
Yeah.
screen.
Oh, yeah. Where's
so
Mark?
I just wanted to be.
Chase him.
My brother needs some time alone. Just give my brother some time. He'll be here.
No, 7 minutes. Your brother.
He is 7 minutes early. He will be here. Mark
I
is
love
hearing
you,
us,
Mark.
so I need to say nice stuff.
Can you speak?
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Finally, Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Mark.
Finally.
I was just listening to all of you.
That was a nice one. See the logo that I'll be showing later.
Perfect. Perfect.
This is a social media
Wow.
thing. Yeah, ready.
Well prepared. Yeah.
Kelly, want Sam to print some APYN or AP thing?
No worries. I'll be all good.
Oh, you look good. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Check if anyone wants to use Slido or anyone wants to share link, etc. Then we can help to put it on YouTube. Everyone, is it?
Oh, I think.
Okay.
I think we can share the Facebook link. Sam, you prepare it? You prepare to share the link?
Yeah, you.
Mariko, you would like to do that? That would be easy actually.
Yes. So SEAYN.
Let me change.
Wait.
SEAYN.
I will copy paste that website link. Let's see. Okay. Juno moderator chat right here. Did I do it right? I think so.
Okay. Oh, great.
My first ever message on Juno.
Got it. Texted that we have 5 minutes, but are you okay? All good to go? Definitely, if you would like to check. We still have 5 minutes.
I think we are good. No problem, right?
from my side. So after the session finished, you this one. Otherwise, this still on. Share everyone after session ends.
Time for a pet talk for the team.
No.
We can do it! We will be awesome!
Wait.
Woo! Yeah. Oops. No, we lost Javelin. Okay. We have 2 minutes to hype ourselves up.
There's 6 people already on YouTube. I was checking. Wait.
Said it's time for a huddle. Mark, Javelin, do you want to say something inspirational? Javelin is your facilitator.
Let's see.
The pep talk is over to you. 2 more minutes.
1 minute. Oh, Joseph's still here.
You sound so unhappy.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Global Youth Summit Day 3, final day. I'm Jacqueline, youth representative from Indonesian Red Cross, and your facilitator for this session. This session is hosted by International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent, the world's largest volunteer-based humanitarian network with 192 members, Red Cross and Red Crescent worldwide. We are aware that some of you are joining us through the Juno platform and many more through the live broadcast. A very warm welcome to everybody tuning in. We hope all of you are doing great and in a perfectly healthy and safe condition. And for all of our friends who are observing Ramadan, we wish you Ramadan Mubarak. All right, and before we kick off the session, there are some housekeeping rules. First, this session is part of the Global Youth Summit, and we strongly encourage all of you to explore the other sessions. And it's crucial to note that by joining this session, those who will have the opportunity to speak consents to their image and audio being broadcast. And by participating in this summit, you have agreed to behave professionally, respectfully, and be culturally sensitive towards other people to promote the principles of respect, diversity, and inclusion, as well as to actively prevent and not engage in abusive behavior of any kind that leads to any harm, prejudice, discrimination, or harassment against any person. If you do not adhere to these principles or summit codes of conduct, you will be removed from the sessions and potentially banned from the entire event. And the organization that nominated you will be notified of your actions. And we also have a safeguarding team moderating our interactions on the Juno platform, the live broadcast chat function, and all social media channels. Should you at any point feel unsafe or witness concerning behavior, please reach out to us by sending an email to safe@globalyouthmobilization.org. Or you may also get in touch with our support team at the virtual help desk. And all information emailed regarding this issue will be kept private and confidential. All right, for this session, we have 4 youth speakers from 4 different national societies across the Asia-Pacific. And I believe for the past 2 days, we have heard a lot of stories about how COVID-19 has disrupted our lives. And I'm sure by now, we fully realize how our lives were actually much more convenient before COVID-19. But did you know, even before COVID-19 hit all of us, 1.6 billion children were living in a conflict-affected country. 356 million children were living in extreme poverty, and 258 million children and youth were already out of school. They weren't and aren't able to get access to quality education, the basic and fundamental human rights. And yes, COVID-19 horrendously exacerbated this condition. So how can we, as young people, contribute? We strongly believe that everyone joining this summit feels the same responsibility, urgency, and the need to be part of the solutions to this global crisis. So in this particular session, we are going to discuss how we can contribute, specifically in providing non-formal education opportunities to young people living in difficult circumstances. And it's really important to note that this session is about all of us, youth who want to contribute and support fellow young people. So we really encourage your active participation. And last but not least, if you have any questions, please type them on the Q&A tab. Or if you have similar ideas or initiatives or something you want to share related to the topics, please feel free to drop them on the chat box. And for our live participants, you can drop your questions and share your insights on the comment section. All right, without further ado, we are going to invite our first speaker, Samuel from Singapore Red Cross. Samuel was the chair of Southeast Asia Youth Network, or SEAYN, from 2020-2021 period. He worked together with youth representatives from 11 national societies to promote and plan youth engagement and empowerment activities in the region, including the launch of Call for Proposals. So hi, Sam. How are you?
Hi, Javelin. Thank you for the introduction. I'm doing great, excited, full of nerves.
Yeah, looks like you have a fantastic Sunday, exactly. So Sam, could you please tell us a bit more about SEAYN and SEAYN Call for Proposals, and how could initiatives under SEAYN Call for Proposals actually help vulnerable youth? So in 5 minutes, please convince us why it's essential for youth to actively participate in this kind of program. So Sam, please.
Thank you, Javelin. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So just to share, SEAYN is a sub-regional network under IFRC, comprising of 11 national societies in Southeast Asia, where youth representatives from each national society will come together to plan meaningful youth activities, engagement, and empowerment projects together. So before I go deep into the call for proposal, I would like to start with a story that some of you might have seen online or might have even heard from someone else beside you. So I just like to start by borrowing this story. Imagine you are among a group of adults starting to have a lovely dinner, wonderful food on the table, and you're just passing the plates around, it's all like porcelain, fragile plates, and then suddenly someone just drops a plate, Piang! And it breaks into many pieces. Everyone rushes up and say, how are you? Are you hurt? Do you need help to clean up? What do you need? So now that is the first scenario. Now in a parallel universe, using the same scenario, you're having a lovely dinner and there's a lot of wonderful food on the table. You're passing the plate, and you pass to a child. The child holds the plate, but accidentally just drops it, and it breaks into many other pieces as well. But the reaction is very different. The child is immediately scolded for being careless, useless. Go to a corner and don't get in our way, that we will have to clean up your mess. So 2 different scenarios, one similar scenario, but 2 different responses. So I guess the 2 takeaways that I would like to highlight from this example is that sometimes providing practical help is more helpful or useful than asking someone to stay in a corner, which can be applied when we talk about youth empowerment projects. And the second takeaway that I would like to highlight is it is sometimes okay to drop things. Regardless of age, we often drop things from time to time, and that is perfectly fine. So in the same way, when we talk about projects, when we talk about activities, sometimes it is really okay to not do so well. And sometimes it is perfectly fine to drop things as well. So what is the call for proposals? The call for proposals was initiated by the Southeast Asia Youth Network, or in short form, SEAYN, and supported by the Italian Red Cross and the IFRC, as well as the leadership of the 11 national societies in Southeast Asia. It's essentially about providing an opportunity for youths passionate about a social cause to propose and initiate projects. And there are two kinds of projects that we envision for the call of proposal. One is national, where the project is conducted at the national scale, and regional, where 3 or more national societies come together in Southeast Asia to do a meaningful project together. And that is something very interesting in Southeast Asia. And essentially, there are 5 categories or themes that youth can choose from: innovation, digitalization, blood donation, health promotion, including mental health, and of course, climate change action. So 5 categories where youth can propose and initiate and come up with ideas and solutions to do and serve their communities. Overall, we received around 40 proposals at the national level and accepted 15 projects, 13 national and 2 regional, with a total of 19 youth teams in Southeast Asia that is very excited to implement their various projects on the ground that benefits the vulnerable and affected in their communities. What is perhaps unique throughout this call for proposal is that we have provided a lot of additional support for youths. For example, we provided one-on-one proposal feedback sessions on how to do their proposals, how to submit proposals before the official submission date. We also conducted a mini workshop on what is project management skills. And we also we will be organizing various check-ins or mentorship sessions for the upcoming months if our youth team requires that. So we are guiding them along the way, providing practical help, not asking them to stay in the corner, and telling them that sometimes it is okay to drop things. Hopefully not, but sometimes if you do drop things, that is perfectly fine. So in a situation where they may drop things, we are ready to support and provide all the necessary resources that we are able to from our end. So before I pass on to the next speaker, I just would like to do a bit of a promotional activity. So this is our SEAYN logo, the Southeast Asia Youth Network. And of course, go to Facebook, type in RCRC SEAYN, and like us, follow us, and learn more about the progress for the call proposals that our youths are excited and will be implementing in the upcoming months. So I'm just going to conclude there, and over to you, Jefflin.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for the brief yet comprehensive explanation. I hope it sounds convincing. And it did. Okay. Again, for all of you, if you have any questions, please drop them on the Q&A tab. Or for those who join us live, you can drop them directly on the comment section. Now we move on to the next speaker, Latifa from Indonesian Red Cross. Latifa is from Youth Center of Klaten Regency. She is still in high school, but has been actively involved in various youth and Red Cross activities and representing her school in both national and regional level. Hi, Latifa. Latifa? Oh, you still mute. Okay. Yes. Yeah, muted. I think you still mute, Latifa. Maybe you can. Oh. Where is Latifa? All right, maybe Latifa. Okay, there she is. Hi, Latifa. Can you hear us? Okay, can you switch on your camera? Can you switch on your camera? Hello, Latifa. All right, maybe while Latifa having some technical issues, we are going to Mark first. Are you okay, Mark? You ready? Okay, now we move on to Mark first. Mark is the National Youth Council President and sits as the youth member of the Board of Governors of the Philippine Red Cross. Working with the youth, he has contributed to implementing projects in health, environment, education, and youth empowerment. A teacher by profession, but a volunteer by heart. Welcome, Mark. Welcome.
Thank you very
We
much,
know,
Jevlin.
yes, we know being a productive teacher and keep learners' motivations alive during the pandemic is definitely not an easy task. So thank you, Mark, and thank you for all the teachers out there for your patience and dedication. So, Mark, could you please tell us about your initiatives under SEAYN Call for Proposals? What is or are the challenges you encounter and how your projects can help alleviate those issues and reach vulnerable youth? So, Mark, you have the floor.
All right. Again, thank you very much, Jevlin, for your kind introduction. And good evening to all of our viewers in Juno and as well as on YouTube Live. Well, again, I'm Mark. I'm from the Philippine Red Cross. And we also participated in the call for proposals that was introduced by Samuel just a moment ago. We actually were able to accomplish or to have 2 regional projects approved where Jevlin and Samuel will be, I will be working with them as well. More work, hooray! And also 4 national projects. Now, one of those fits into the theme of today's session. Will be providing non-formal education to vulnerable youth. And one of those projects will be Babae, Youth Engaged Actions for Women's Health, which is sponsored by one of our chapters in the Philippines. So the project Babae is a project focused on menstrual health and hygiene promotion, including climate action and reducing the usage of disposable sanitary pads and tampons. Well, actually, babae is also a local term, a Visayan term, which means women. And the core or the participant of this project are women in rehabilitation centers. And we will provide them with reproductive and sexual and education. Menstruation is a natural biological process by which it's experienced by women on a regular basis. But even so, there are still facts and information that are not readily accessible to these women, especially those to rehabilitation centers, which is primarily because of the lack of access to it, and as well as the taboos associated with discussing these topics. This project will also mobilize the youth who are part of the reproductive population, engaged in social media campaigns, conducting menstrual hygiene promotion sessions, and advocating and providing sustainable menstrual hygiene products. So as what Jevlin has asked, what is the core problem? The problem here is that the maintenance and the level of awareness of young women and children as well, even though they are not yet menstruating, on the fact that they must know so that they can keep their reproductive health at a good state, and as well as their menstrual hygiene. And as mentioned, we will also tapping into climate action, where we will have a campaign on hashtag switch to sustainable, because we will be campaigning for the usage of reusable or washable sanitary pads, which can be used by women during their menstrual periods. So at a glance, this project basically is or has 4 components taken into its title: Babae, YEAH. Y for youth engagement, where we will train and engage young facilitation, cleanup drives, and training them into making reusable pads. E for environmental action, where the reusable pads will come in. Campaign, we will have social media campaigns and other activities such as poster making contests, cleanup drives to promote the campaigns Ditch the Disposable and Switch to Sustainable. And of course, most importantly, health education, providing menstrual hygiene education to women in rehabilitation centers. Now, we'll be implementing this in the months to come. And with the challenges that Jevlin has asked, basically what we will be having here will be the restrictions again for COVID-19 and how we can safely engage our young people. So thank you very much for this, and that you were able to get ideas on how to recreate projects like this in your own countries or in your communities. Thank you very much, Jevlin.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for emphasizing the importance of, reaching out and putting more attention on girls and women's health, because as we all know, the COVID-19 actually deepening the pre-existing inequalities, and we need more initiatives to empower girls and women actually in every aspect. So thank you for doing that. It's amazing. Okay. Latifa, could you please unmute yourself first and then say hi to us first?
Hello.
Okay, that's great. Okay. Okay, so Latifa, maybe you can, or I will just introduce yourself again. So Latifa is from Youth Center of Klaten Regency. She is still in high school, but has been actively involved in various youth and Red Cross activities and representing her school in both national and regional level. And Latifa, thank you for joining us. I hope you can peacefully enjoy your iftar meal after the session. Okay. So, all right, Latifa, could you please tell us about your projects under SEAYN call for proposals? And then same with Mark, what is all other challenges you're actually addressing and how your projects can help youth living in difficult conditions? So Latifa, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone. One greeting for all of you. I'm sorry because of the trouble, and thank you for the opportunity. My name is Latifa Hairunisa. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Youth Center of the Klaten Regency. Yes, Youth Center. Youth Center is a forum established by Indonesian Red Cross, consists of the high school students to share, coordinate, and advocate Indonesian Red Cross and for the Indonesian Red Cross Young Volunteers Aspiration. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share the Young Volunteers Project under SEAYN call for proposal. And the project implementation will mainly cover the health promotion, the psychosocial program support, and disaster preparedness training. And so our project will be implemented in Tegalmulyo village. Yes, with over 2,700 inhabited. We choose this village because it's near Mount Merapi. Yes, one of the most active volcanoes in Indonesia. In 2020 alone, when pandemic reached its peak, Mount Merapi erupted with almost every day and twice and was accompanied by a small eruption almost every day. And now, the volcano is in alert status. The eruption affected of the people's life in many ways, ranging from the healthy, education, and economic. Our project's objects are to increase and promote the health awareness to ensure the local communities and young people living near in the Mount Merapi to be aware of the healthy to prevent the danger of the spread of the COVID-19 and as well as empower the youth prepare to the volcano disaster and the other upcoming disaster by providing disaster preparedness training, including the disaster preparedness like the simulation disaster. So we will also carry out the psychosocial program activities such as the educational activities, entertainment, and games to help reduce the burden or the stress level of the youth people living in the Tegalmulyo village. And all activity, of course, we will carry out directly, remembering quiet, rural. The area is quite rural, and of course, with strict the health protocol. The ultimate goals of the project is to able and prepare 30 youth, consists of the 16 until 18 years old, living in the Tagamulya village to be the agent of the change and the ambassador of the clean and healthy lifestyle, disaster preparedness, and mental health promoter. And I think it's for their community. In the end, of course, we will follow up and monitoring the activities of the training participant in inhibiting, in assessing, and in educating their communities. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share the Young Volunteers project. And I think that's all from me right now. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, thank you, Latifa. Thank you for sharing your great initiative. And, you know, that spirit, that passion you just show us is amazing. And, you know, psychosocial support, disaster preparedness training, and health promotions are indeed very fundamental and essential for communities, especially young people who are living in disaster-prone areas. So thank you, Latifa, and thank you for your team and PMI Cotton to, you know, take actions on that. Thank you very much. All right, now we move on to the last, but definitely not the least speakers, Apelli. Apelli is currently the chairperson of the Fiji Red Cross Youth Commission and member of the national board, representing 70% of the volunteers who are youth. He is also chairperson of the Red Cross Pacific Youth Network, made up of 14 national societies. Apelli is passionate about building the capacity of young people by creating supporting mechanisms and engaging leaderships to foster enabling environments that allow youth leaders to progress from branch to board, both in Fiji and the Pacific. So, hi, Apelli. Hi, Apelli.
Good evening, Javelin, and good morning. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. Lovely to see all of you.
We know it's almost midnight there, but you still try to find time to join us today. So thank you so much for doing that, Apelli. It's really, we really appreciate that. Yes, we really appreciate that. So, Apelli, could you please share a bit about Asia Pacific Youth Network, APYN, and its wonderful initiatives, especially APRCY Cafe? What are the challenges you encounter, and then the opportunities the network actually faced during COVID-19, and how the platform can reach vulnerable youth, especially during this COVID-19? Okay, so maybe Apelli, you can share now. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Javelin. And as we say in Fiji, bula everyone, or hello. Lovely to meet all of you virtually, which has become the new norm for many of us due to COVID-19 and the lockdowns. The APYN has quite a diverse membership. It ranges from countries that are as large as China and Japan and Korea, to countries that are actually quite small and listed as some of the smallest countries in the world, like Tuvalu and my own country, Fiji. In around about June of 2020, the APYN sort of tried to devise a way that we could re-engage many of our youth membership from a number of national societies. And one of the ways in which we wanted to engage young people, particularly our volunteers at the grassroots level, was to copy an idea from our friends in Europe, the European Youth Network, who had what they called a tea party. And so what we decided to do was to create something that we call the APYN RCY Cafe. And, you know, for those of you that are tuning in, I'd love for you to maybe give a thumbs up if you are a fan of coffee, tea, or maybe a cold beverage, because during our cafes, those were the drinks of choice. And one of the main things that the cafe one of the main challenges the cafe tried to overcome was, I suppose, the isolation that COVID-19 created. With many young people on lockdown in their national societies, what it meant was the face-to-face contact that we would normally be used to as not only as friends, but also more importantly as Red Cross and Red Crescent volunteers became almost minimal and non-existent. And many of us had to revert to joining our friends and meeting our friends virtually. One of the important things about making friends is sharing a meal, which is why the RCY Cafe became so important, because we were able to share meals and share drinks virtually with our friends. Because of the APYN cafes, I was able to travel to the Philippines, travel to Indonesia, meet friends from Singapore, Korea, and Japan, all from my little national society here in the large Pacific Ocean. And one of the main things that I suppose the cafes also achieved, which is almost like the hidden agenda besides sharing tea virtually, was to educate each other about how each of us could overcome some of the challenges of COVID-19. One of the first topics that we actually discussed was to share our feelings and experiences of COVID-19. My experiences of COVID-19 in Fiji were completely different from Mark's experiences, for example, in the Philippines. And one of the things that we sort of were able to learn from each other was how to cope. What worked for me may have worked for you, and what worked for you may have worked for me. And that element of peer-to-peer educating and sharing became an important aspect of the cafes that we had. One of the other things that we began to dive into was also mental health and self-care, which is an important thing of us that are going into isolation. And for some, it meant, doing yoga in their homes. For others, it was about exercising and meditating. And for others, it was about bonding with their pets and their family members and reconnecting. The cafes were also an opportunity to share new knowledge. So one of the items that we also discussed was about climate change. And despite COVID-19 locking us down, the effects of climate change were still very real for many of us. And in the case of the Pacific National Societies, where I'm from, we actually experienced the Category 5 tropical cyclone, which is quite large for many of our small Pacific islands. And which devastated Fiji. So it was around maneuvering humanitarian response in the midst of a global pandemic. And those lessons are very interesting. This year, we've continued to progress into our cafes and learning and sharing with each other. And if you'd be interested in registering for our next cafe or future cafes, you're able to do so via our Facebook page, which is the Red Cross Red Crescent Asia-Pacific Youth Network page on Facebook. I'm sure one of the moderators or tech people will be able to put up the link in the chat so that you're able to join as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Apali, for sharing that. It was definitely very insightful. And on these occasions, we would also like to encourage everyone to join our APRCY Cafe. As explained before, APRCY Cafe is a platform where youth across Asia Pacific and beyond can meet new friends and then build their network, share knowledge and best practices, and discuss various topics or issues from, like what Apali said, from humanitarian, mental health, climate change, and many more, actually. So please join us if you have time, and we would love to interact and see all of you there. All right, so maybe right now we can move on to our Q&A session. So please keep dropping your questions. And I would like to read some comments first. From Maureen. Hi, Maureen. Thank you, Latifa. I don't know why I'm in tears. Thank you. The work you do with your team is wonderful. Thank you, Maureen, for the kind words. And then from Celeste. So inspiring it is to learn that there are women, Latifa, who is of the same age as me, doing charitable causes for the community. Good job. Thank you, Celeste and Maureen. We believe you can also do the same thing. Yeah, thank you. And then we go to the Q&A session first. I think this question's for Sam. Yeah. She said, dear Sam, is it possible that SEAYN's call for proposals will be there again in the next year? Maybe you can answer that first, Sam.
Sounds good. Yes, I definitely hope that we are able to continue it on a yearly basis. I mean, just hearing from Mark and Latifa, 2 out of the 15 projects accepted, you can hear the energy, you can hear the inspiration coming from it. And it's something that we really, really want to have it as well. So that's something that we are looking at. There's nothing that we can confirm at the moment. But the question is, why wait for 1 year when we can do it now? So making use of this wonderful platform, this is just another sales pitch. If you are in an organization, maybe one of the big six, if you are a smaller organization, or if you are just a small group of individuals that wants to make a difference, wants to empower youth, go to our Facebook page, drop us a message, tell us how you want to work with us, tell us how you want to provide support for youth projects, and we could make it happen tomorrow. So this is just using this platform to shout out. We have a lot of energy. I mean, we had 40 projects at the national level. That's the kind of energy that we have, but we're just lacking resources. So if you share the same passion, you have resources, let's work together. Yeah, so that's my answer for that question. Over to you, Jacqueline.
All right, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Very convincing, your job. Great. Okay, and then I think this question is for everyone. All right, so be prepared. So this question is about young people are actually full of ideas and spirits, right? However, somehow we are not able to translate the ideas into tangible projects or initiatives. So could you, four of you, maybe please share how do you come up with feasible and impactful projects or initiatives? And then what are actually the essential tools or criteria needed to be considered right from the brainstorming to the implementation stages? And, could you please share tips on how to get the funding? All right, maybe we can start from Latifa. Could you hear us, Latifa? Yeah, maybe you want to answer first? You are mute. You are mute. Hello, Latifa, you are mute.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I would like to answer the question about that, and I think we hope I'm feel be lucky for this. We are be the part of the SEAYN, but I think for the young people or the teenager, we hope by that have their role and know about their role for their community, and we hope by that they know about what is their role in their community, and we have the role in, especially in the pandemic, and by that we have the power to do it, especially for the teenager around us, and by that we hope we can do our role, especially in this pandemic, and we can join or we can share and make sure our friends or the teenager to do it.
Great, Latifa. Thank you for the response. Maybe I will go to Mark first.
Hi. So the question: we get young people to join in community initiatives for free without pay, right?
Actually, how could you please share how do you come up with a feasible and in impactful projects? Yeah.
So how do we come up with ideas? Basically, you just ask people around you. You can't just think by yourself. Well, there will be moments now you will have this aha moment now. Even you're just in the toilet or eating snacks, there will be those moments that something will pop up into your mind. But if you want to do something, then you don't just rely on yourself. You around you, and you need to go out to the communities. You can't think of something to do by just sitting and thinking about yourselves. You need to see the world. You need to see what they do. You cannot just think of a project without knowing what they really need. Because sometimes there are projects that are kind of imposed. It's like the organizers tell them that they need this, but it's the other things that are needed in the community. So again, for us to be able to come up with good project ideas, you need to talk to people around you, and you need to go to the community so that you can understand them better. And most importantly, you need to make them be with you, to participate in the planning and implementation of the projects. It's not just us as community developers, but together with the community. So I think that will be how we can come up with good project ideas.
Exactly, Mark. We have to come out and then do some assessment first, actually. That's great. Okay. And then I will go to Apali first before Samuel. Apali?
Sure. So maybe just snowballing from Mark's answer, one of the great ways in which you can come up with ideas for communities is actually through the APYN cafes. They're not just big, giant Zoom sessions where we're all talking at one time. We actually have little breakout sessions where in the small groups of sometimes 5 to 6 people, you get those real gold nuggets of information and those real gems of ideas. Something that someone in another country shares sort of answers and provides a solution for a challenge that I'm facing here on how to engage young people in community projects. And that's been one of the greatest successes of the APYN cafes that we've had. So I'd encourage you all to join the next session when we next have them.
Great, Apelli. Yes, join our APRCY Cafe. You will get a lot of insights. You know, we can share a lot of best practices and knowledge there. And then Sam, you want to add something?
I'm not sure what else I can add after hearing from them. But maybe just one point, like, you know, what makes you uncomfortable? And I guess that's really the starting point for all of us. We only want to think about ideas, we only want to think about solutions, we want to talk to our friends only because we feel that something is uncomfortable. And I guess that's really the starting point for a lot of our youths as well who embark on this project. If it's wonderful, if you're comfortable, why would you think about making a change? So that's not possible. And I guess from that starting point, that's where, you know, like what Apelli mentioned and what Mark mentioned is just that aha moment when you finally think of a solution. It's when you finally meet people from different countries with different perspective and different challenges across the board. So I mean, Singapore is not a very good example because it's just East Singapore and West Singapore. But if you talk about, you know, Philippines, you know, the different provinces, the different areas, they all have different challenges. Indonesia as well, but the Pacific is even more unique with the different islands. So sometimes, you know, we may see the same issues, the same challenges, but, you know, just hearing the different challenges on the ground may contribute to another solution as well. So yeah, I think that's my answer. Over to you, Javelin.
Thank you, Sam. And I think I would like to add a bit on the funding note. You know, if you joined our plenary session yesterday, you must have been very familiar with Global Youth Mobilization's local solutions. It actually provides financial assistance from $500 to $5,000 to help youth-led initiatives from all of you guys to tackle challenges related to COVID-19 in their local communities. So after this, we really encourage all of you to go to the websites, globalyouthmobilizations.org, and then you can apply there, right? So we have, I think we only have 5 minutes left. So I think if there are 2 key points that we can sum up from these sessions, it will be, all right, first, now more than ever, as young people, especially, you know, we who still have the privilege to of being healthy and then living in a peaceful country, we need to be more aware, be mindful, and then start taking action. At least we can start to contribute to our local communities, remembering that there are still millions of young people living in difficult conditions. But, you know, again, the most frequently asked questions will be, where do I start? How can I make that small changes or impact in this world? The only answer is just start, because, you know, a journey of 1,000 miles is always begin with a single step. So just start. And I believe most of you here today are already part of an organization. So what you need to do next is actually revise the commitment and start contributing. If right now you are not part of any organizations, you can always reach out to like-minded youth, perhaps, you know, like by attending these sessions or other youth network public activities like APRCY Cafe. You know, there you can discuss with many passionate young people who are willing to collaborate and assist each other. So I think there's no excuses not to act. And after that, maybe some people will always, you know, like give questions again, the very frequently asked questions, how do I get the funding to start realizing meaningful and purposeful projects, right? You heard it just now. There are programs like SEAYN call for proposals, and then you have GRM local solutions. It might be the starting point for all of us to actually realize our projects. But after that, of course, the next questions always follow. What about the sustainability of the project, right? And this is where we, young people, need to advocate, actually. If we already took the first step and then we already proved the relevancy of our initiatives, then we need to call for collaborative actions and actually urge all relevant donors and stakeholders to commit to sustain and increase funding, and also allocate more adequate resources to ensure the availability and then the accessibility and continuity of the initiatives and programs, especially when it comes to providing educations, right? But it can only come when you already do your first step, like you have to act first, and then we can advocate that the kind of things, right? And I think I would like to add one more note to these discussions related to providing non-formal education opportunities to young people, especially those who are living in difficult circumstances. We know that there's simply not enough engagement and involvement of representations of the affected young people, especially in the development of, let's say, like, for example, integrated crisis-sensitive educational planning, because Latifa just brought about the, training young people in disaster-prone areas. So if we want to create a more resilient and transformative non-formal education opportunities, then we need to involve more young people, especially those who are affected the most. I think that's the key points we can take from these sessions. And yeah, we encourage all of you to reach out to us as well. And I have 1 minute 55 seconds. Maybe one of you want to give a very quick note about this. Apelli, Sam, you want to add something about that before we close the sessions? Anyone? Mark, Latifa, you would like to add something? Okay, I will just point. Apelli, please give your closing remarks.
All right, so I suppose in closing, everyone, the main opportunity that you can take out of COVID-19 is learning from each other virtually. If you're able to access internet, if you're able to learn something new from afar, seize those opportunities, because now more than ever, that's probably been, I guess, a positive out of the pandemic for us. And learn from your friends, more importantly.
All right, thank you, Apelli. It was wonderful, definitely. And of course, thank you everyone for joining us today. Hopefully this approximately 45 minutes again equip us with additional insights and then inspire us to actually start making small contributions that will benefit a lot of people, especially young people that living in difficult circumstances. And again, if you want to discuss something with us, we are very open and wholeheartedly welcome all of you. So let's connect, collaborate, and contribute together. And again, thank you everyone for joining us today. Don't forget to sign up for our APRCY Cafe. And we are really looking forward to meeting and speaking with all of you again very soon. 26 seconds. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.